don't need all of that.
Hello. Oh, that's really loud. Does that sound really loud?
Yeah, it does.
Apologies.
I can't even text Daniel and asking if we're online properly.
That sounds really loud. Oh, hello. Welcome to Vibes and Vision with Charlene and Vicky and our guest, Daniel.
Hello.
You speak.
Hi. I think it's because you put all the microphones on. I don't think you're supposed to do that.
What number are you?
Ooh, what does it say now?
Well, he's 1, 2,
Two.
3, 4. It should be 1, 2, and 4. That's on.
Yeah. That's all. Sorry, apologies to everybody, but
If you're listening in and you've got our phone number, can you text
Loud
us?
enough.
yeah,
Is
it
that
just
loud enough?
it sounds really, really
So
loud.
weird.
We're
Anyway.
anyway.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
How's your week been, guys? Let us know in the text messages.
Definitely. So last week we were talking about that's better. I've turned that down a bit. I think it's all right. Bit technical things going on here. So
We're
last-
not very technical.
No, we're not at all. I'm just trying to turn something down, and that is a lot better.
That's a lot better. It's not as echoey.
No, it isn't. Right. So last week we were talking about dating and shared lots of dating stories with you. And Vicky is going to start off because one of her main icks was
Text messaging.
yes.
And it is the repetitive good morning text. So, for education, no, for research purposes, it's all about the research. Charlene convinced me to join.
She didn't take that much
Yes, she
convincing.
did.
Absolutely
so we joined
not.
a dating website anyway, and we was just seeing what we wanted to see is all the things that we find icky. We wanted to be, I think we wanted to be proved wrong, and we was proved right. so like, I don't know if anyone's used Bumble, but we decided to like have that account, and I think on Bumble that's the one where you have to message them first. Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't actually even realise that either.
Yeah.
I just like swiping left and right.
So actually, I didn't even message first. So I'd put a prompt on it, and I thought, what a good question. You because of yours. What did you put? Something about books.
My prompt is, what is the one book you think everyone should read?
So my prompt was, how many episodes is acceptable to watch in a series on Netflix? And that was the opening question. So some guy messaged and he put the good morning beautiful, and then he put, I know, it's
with a kissy
so boring
emoji.
but then he put all of them. So I was like, yeah, actually that's probably true, because I do that too. So I replied, didn't see the message all day because I'm not like on my phone constantly. I am, but I'm just not on that constantly. I put good evening, and that's very true. Then nothing, and then the next day you just put good morning with like one of them emojis that blows a kiss, so I blocked him.
And I agree. I agree with that totally. Daniel, what do you think to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just not much effort there, is it?
No.
It's so low maintenance. Like, what
Yeah.
even is that?
But the thing is that it's the kissy emoji as well. It's like soon
How
as
can you have the audacity to do that when you've not even had
Yeah.
a conversation? Put a kiss emoji.
exactly.
Like, absolutely not.
No.
Is that something that guys think is socially acceptable?
Not for me.
No.
That's good to know.
not for I say normal. I'm gonna say it. Normal people.
Like, what is that? Like,
If you've been talking a couple of weeks and stuff, then maybe, but
Exactly.
not how's your day? Just
not the first or 2 days. No.
second message, Daniel.
No, and not even this was even. It wasn't even much of a message either, was there? So no, and it's like, oh my god, it's like the messaging is so dry as well. You know, I've had, so that's been like sort of my prompt, and I mean, to be fair, the books people have recommended. I'm like, yeah, I want to write those down actually. So there's a method in my madness with this.
You don't need any more books. I'm just gonna
So
throw
I
that
thought if I'm
out
going to
there.
make the most out of this experience.
So anyway, have you been ghosted this week?
No.
It's a genuine question.
But so I had this
Oh.
experience of so there was this guy that I matched with, and he on his profile he said he was a commercial and family lawyer, and he answered the prompt with
I know this story. It's quite funny.
answered the prompt with The Rule of Laws, the book, and I was like, I don't really agree with that because I don't think the law is equitable, and there isn't any fairness in. I can't remember. There's something else I said, and then he unmatched with me as a response.
That's fabulous.
So yeah, that was that one, which really made me laugh actually.
If he can't even hold a debate, why is he looking at law?
Exactly. Like, that is literally what it's there for, isn't it?
Yeah, then I
Like,
had a really icky one who was, so he sort of messaged and said, say guess my age. And I was like, why? It's really weird. Well, I'm a lot younger than what my profile says. And I was like, well, you could be anything between 25 and 35. His profile said 46. I mean, I thought he looked good for his age, to be fair. And he was like, I said, well, why do I need to guess your age? And he said, well, actually, I'm 27.
what does that mean? What is that supposed to... Can I just go back to the other one? Kira, as just shout out to Kira, has just messaged in and said, that guy was clearly scared of an educated woman. And I think that's true.
That
now,
is
I've
true.
actually had conversations with people who actually don't reply when they ask me what my profession is. And when I say I'm almost qualified as a psychotherapist and opening my own business, they don't reply. Like, what's that about?
Oh, yeah.
Like, are we supposed to be tied to a thing?
Oh, absolutely not.
I think there is still a big conception about housewives out there,
I agree. Do you know the number of profiles? So I could do a whole research exercise on the profiles of men on dating apps between, say, the age range is between sort of late 30s to sort of 50, and a lot of them don't like wokeness. A lot. Then I was like, what's wokeness? Does that mean? What does that mean? And what I want to say is, what does wokeness look like for you? Does that mean that you're not down with all the, equity and equality in the world? Does it mean that, you want women tied to a
I think some people also mean it like the new cancel culture that we live in. There's so much that gets cancelled, isn't there? I mean, and I think that comes under wokeness as well. But yeah, it is exactly like, what is wokeness for you? Because I think wokeness is so broad that people have different parts of it that they don't like, and then some parts of it they'll probably be like, that's not woke. Because I agree with that, because it's so broad.
It is so broad. But yeah, the messages I've had have just been like, no mate, because it's the last one where that I'm like, no, it's like, why are you still single? You're so stunning. I'm like, no.
I would have definitely just messaged back and, oh, she's sweet but a psycho. Psycho.
That's actually because I said this to you, didn't I? Actually, I'm going to reply and just said maybe I'm psycho.
Well, but you don't
Because
know.
what a stupid question.
Yeah, because I've not found the right person. You're all boring, like you, mate.
Oh, so annoying. And this is that. And also, I am really, really, I don't have to say judgmental or really picky, because
Well, you should be.
absolutely.
As should they, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta spend time with this person. Like, that's a big step.
Yeah, it's all, I have to say, it's all a no from me. The whole sort of dating app thing is that we did it.
It's an absolute no from me. Honestly, like, I've never experienced anything so weird in my life. Like,
No.
it's just a no, a hell no, no. Save your storage on your phone.
Yeah, and save your time, because I think I'm glad that we did it for this exercise. So I did it from a really
Daniel's face when I said save your storage on your phone.
So from an objective perspective, it's been a really good experience that also has completely reaffirmed the fact that I am not going to meet the love of my life on a dating app. It's just not going to happen.
Although we have got one really good story.
We
about
have,
a dating app.
and I'm going to share this one. So this person, it's a male, who was on, I think it was a dating website like eHarmony, so he was paying for it. And
Is that where all the nice people go?
maybe, but I'm just not willing to. This is the thing. I'm not willing to pay for it just in case that they're all still weird.
I do think eHarmony is also for like the older generation as well.
Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah, if I was back in the day, I would never look at you. How
Doors that way.
How rude. Obviously not us. Yeah, Daniel just digging himself a hole in the corner.
Oh dear.
But it's funny enough, this person I'm talking about is the same age as me, but this was a few years ago. So he was on this website, and he forgot he was going to cancel his. I don't know if we're streaming or not. I've just thought it's this side.
Here we are.
So, he was going to cancel his membership and completely forgot because he was like, "Oh, I'm not organised." Anyway, he had a message come through, and he said it was just by chance he saw it, and God, all croaky then. And he conversed with this particular person. They went out on a date. He's now married to her.
Oh, that's sweet.
And it is so sweet. And he was just...
Maybe eHarmony's place to be, eh?
But just to put it in perspective, he is...
Hinge. Go eHarmony.
No. I think it all depends on the people, because he is one of the most loveliest people in the world.
Hinge definitely got its name because a lot of people are on Hinge.
100%.
On there. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
not categorising anyone. but
No
maybe.
judgment if you're on there, because I also know it works really well. And I wonder if, like Daniel said, generation thing, is that, because I know people on Hinge have like sort of in their 20s and 30s. And in fact, somebody they used to work with, she's met her now boyfriend. They've been going out for a year, and they met on Hinge. I'm sure it was Hinge. Yeah, so I think it works. Maybe it's just our age range.
Maybe. Who knows?
Slim pickings.
It's very slim pickings. It's very, very dry.
And the other problem is that the thing is that we're at a stage of our life where we're in our 40s just about, but we have the attitude of some people a lot younger. So people of my age are looking to semi-retire. I mean, what is all that about? But have a quiet life and not do, you know what I mean? They just want to go for a walk and they just want to have a glass of wine. And they want to
Do you know what? I'm sick of seeing people's pictures of them walking up mountains. What is that?
No, I don't want to hike up a mountain.
No. I don't want to hike up a mountain. I don't want to go for a country walk and have a pint on the Sunday afternoon.
No.
I'm
I'm there for a roast dinner, but not every Sunday.
Exactly. I don't want to see pictures of you in the gym. I don't want to see the fish that you've just
No.
dug out of the sea. I don't want to see anything like that. Who does? I'd love to
Exactly.
see a woman who wants to see all that, because no.
No.
Absolutely no. I think there should be a class that they should take to learn how to do a date. And what Drew Barrymore said is completely true. They should just have one dating website and call it What's Left.
Absolutely. But it's also, I think, it's like there's a way of finding people who are meeting your vibe. So where we are right now is that we're sort of starting our whole career
Again.
from scratch, and we have so many things that we want to do, and we've got mostly got the energy to really propel it forward. We don't want to settle in sort of some quiet suburban existence. We want to go out and have all the adventures.
Yeah.
Now, trying to find somebody who's young enough at heart, I want to say, like, who wants to do that same sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we want to. I love our little road trips that we go on. Like, I do, and I would never sacrifice that for anything. And I want to do the whole like go and see Italy for the weekend. We've got all the plans. But if you was going to meet someone, they would have to be on par with that a bit. You know, like either just like you do you while I'm doing my weekend with Charlene at Comic Con, or come with us, but engage in it. Like, don't be weird about it. Like, so don't ruin the vibe, man. Like,
What do you think, Daniel?
I think it's a difficult one.
Kira said you should marry each other.
That's
Do you know what though? Right, I think it's Las Vegas. I'm gonna find it in a bit. There's it's a chapel, and it's a woman who runs it, and she dresses up like Dolly Parton, and I'm sure she looks like her as well. I'm gonna have to find the video now and send it you later. But you go marry your best friend.
Oh,
And it's a whole day. You both get to wear wedding dresses. You get a limo, and you get the whole day with Dolly Parton.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
marrying you.
Yeah, I'm there for that.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Book the flights.
Yeah, sorted. Yeah, we definitely need to do that, and I think that's what we need to find, is basically a male version of each other. don't we? Male version of each other.
Yeah. Well, Charlene actually had a reading. Well, we both have readings a lot, so I'm going to shout out Leanna because she's amazing.
Leanna is amazing.
She's literally the
I mean, we said that. I think we say this every week, but Leanna, you deserve a shout out every week.
She does. But we had have readings off for a lot, and she did a reading for Charlene the other day, and she was like, I know that you guys are always like here, there and everywhere and going off on your mini like journeys that you go on. She said, and I have a really big feeling that you're going to meet someone like organically and probably at the same time. So maybe we will meet friends
Yeah.
that like dice and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. They've got like dice.
Be in their benefit. Their
Yeah.
best interest.
It is their best interest if they like dice.
I love dice.
Yeah, we do. Right,
Yeah.
so
Anyway.
we do this from the male perspective, and we've just like gone from the complete female. So, haven't you got some feedback on?
Well, Daniel's going to share a story that
Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one. So I kind of met a few people last year and kind of stayed in touch from like the festival side of things. And just this morning, kind of been drunk last night, for example, and been talking to someone that they hadn't talked to in years, totally forgot who they were. And as you do, as you start to get to know people, you get to know them quite well. And she just found out this afternoon that apparently they're cousins.
I wonder how they found out. All the questions.
Oh wow!
So
But can you
sorry.
still carry on seeing each other as cousins though? Is
Do you
it?
want to?
Well,
This is the next part of the story. So my grandparents were first cousins.
really?
So I think it's more of a northern thing, I guess. But they
Wait.
stayed married for.
I'm not very good at geography, right? So just refresh my brain on what you mean by northern.
Anywhere above it.
No!
Manchester.
No! Absolutely not! I'm not accepting that. No.
Anyway, Daniel.
But I do know that in some cultures anyway.
Some
Cousins
cultures.
is acceptable.
Some cultures are in England.
Cultures. Some places. I don't know. England's a culture.
Now.
That is true.
England is a culture. We're still cultural. It might not be very
Cultured.
cultured. But we are cultural.
Okay. So anyway, Daniel, carry on.
Yeah, she's like, I think the last message she sent is, do not let me get drunk around him.
Oh.
So,
Oh, that I feel actually. I mean, I know
I
I
feel
laughed.
really sad for
I
them.
feel really sad for them because you know if they've got, I was going to say connection, but
We've definitely got one. It's called DNA.
I know that's what I was thinking. I feel really no, but if they're genuinely, if they have this connection where they get on really, really well, if she
Would
thinks
you?
no.
Yeah.
No, but it must be really difficult. So you know, what she must have thought,
Absolutely.
oh my god, this is my soulmate, because they get
You
literally
would
get
be devastated.
they literally get on a cellular level.
That was awful.
That was a great joke.
I've got no words.
It's gonna find myself funny. Sorry, Daniel.
sorry, someone's got to.
Thanks. Oh, bless her. That is really tough, actually.
Yeah. Well, good luck to them.
Good luck to them.
I hope they find the best solution. So,
Yeah.
if they're cousins, like, does that mean that one of them's got a whole family that they didn't know about?
I don't know.
So that's interesting, isn't it? To know whether that would be the case. Like, because a cousin didn't just appear. It's just like, hello, cousin.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they've got
that's
an
true.
auntie, an uncle. Like, if they've got a whole
See,
family.
I know, right? So just like open this up as a whole thing because you know people who are conceived by like a sperm donor or some sort
In
of
this day and age, people don't have contact with like some biological parents.
No.
So how do they know that when they go out and meet someone? How do you know?
you don't know.
You don't. So maybe now we should ask for DNA test. I don't know,
Yeah.
like something.
But if you think about it though, it's because of that. Yeah, I'm just thinking. There's like
How did they find out? Do you know?
I don't know. I've not really followed the chat with Pete. It's like 100 messages. I've just not gone through it.
This is like, there's so many questions.
I would be so invested in that chat right now.
Yeah, I would like. There's so many questions around that, and see, part of me thinks like no, but then another part thinks, well, if you never found out,
Yeah.
would it be a problem? And the only reason why it's like not an acceptable thing is just because, from a reproductive perspective of having.
Isn't that like with siblings though?
Yeah, I think
I
it's
mean,
when it's
still
more.
though, when I think of my cousins, like, ugh, absolutely not.
Yeah. Although, actually, Jim, when I was younger, I actually but then I was only little, I had a proper crush on one of my older cousins.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
But still a no.
It would still be.
It used
no.
to annoy me when my friends used to have a crush on him as well because I loved him.
Yeah.
And they did. Like, sadly, he lost his life to suicide. But he was the most beautiful person that I've ever seen on this planet. But honestly, when he used to come round, my friends would be like, "Oh my God, you're Paul's here," and they all used to come like that. With all these, honestly, with these puppy dog eyes.
It's like, no, it's mine.
And he's like, actually, no, you're not allowed in my house now. Locking them all out.
When you think about cousins as well, that like you meet them once or twice a year, so
Yeah.
a lot of people that you see as immediate family.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I used to see mine all the time, so it'd have been weird. And now I don't see them at all, but it'd be even weirder.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. For me, no. But each their own.
But I think it's also, this is it's ended up being like a right conversation. But I think if you haven't grown up with them.
Wasn't there like a saying years ago called kissing cousins?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
It's like kissing cousins, where's your second cousin? Where you're allowed to have a kissing cousin.
Oh.
Why that hurt? Because yeah, it's like I can't think of that.
Twice removed, so you're not blood related.
Yeah, so it's.
But you'd still be blood related though, even if it's twice removed.
Married in.
Oh no, there's married in, but also I think as a second cousin, it's like a step down in the family tree. So you sort of, I suppose, you're.
So like growing up, I used to hang around a lot with one of my cousins, and so let me just think. So we was here, let's just say, and then there was my mum. No, so there was my nana, but her mum was my nana's cousin, and then like my mum should have been on par with her, but yet she was my age, and we was like, so there was a whole thing. But anyone else, we were just cousins. But even like thinking she had brothers and everything, and like I still no.
But I think if you grow up with them, it's different because, like you
Yeah,
said, if you see them all the
suppose.
time, they are family, aren't they? Whereas if you see them once in a blue moon, or you've never seen them, then it's different. But anyway,
Take your word for it.
there are a lot of people out there, and it's very unfortunate if you happen to be related to the person that you've fallen for,
Yeah,
because
that's really sad. And I have seen it on, I think it was a post where there was siblings that happened to, and they found out later on. I'm pretty sure they stayed together. So yeah, weirder things have happened.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to unpack with that one. So, but I'm
Definitely
sure.
is.
Anyway, moving
swiftly
on.
So I've had some dating icks from the male side of what they say is an ick. So I'm going to put them to Daniel and see how he feels about them.
No pressure.
So one of them is overusing baby talk. A little bit is cute, but too much is a turn off.
See, what's baby talk?
I would imagine like starting a family and maybe planning your kids' names like after
No,
6
that's not
months.
baby talk, is it? I thought baby talk was like, oh, Dad. You like when you talk to dogs? See, that's what I thought baby talk. What would you interpret as?
Yeah, it could be both, I guess.
Could be both. How do you feel about the two of them?
Let's start with what talking
Start
about.
with the easier one.
Like what? Which is the easy one? Having babies.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the topic that needs to come up within the first month, because there's no point dating if you're not both in it for the same thing.
That's true.
But
In
maybe
regards to
like
being
first.
spoken to like a baby, I'm sorry, but is that ever acceptable?
That's why I just thought.
Never mind overusing it. Like, if you met this guy and he's like, "Hello, Charlene," I'm not going to be okay with that.
Do you know what? That evokes violence in me. I'd want to throat punch them. It's like, what is Abby? No, that's the I can't. That goes beyond it.
Hello,
That does.
baby. Would you like? That is a no from me. That's a
It's-
ick now. Never
Oh,
mind a
that's-
guy.
that
It's like,
makes me wanna be
girls, if you're
sick.
doing that, don't do it. Take
Don't
from
do
good-
it.
Yeah.
No, what do you think,
The
Daniel?
only the way I can think it would ever come up is kinks.
Yeah, but then they're overusing it.
Yeah.
Overusing baby talk.
I've got to go
Or
with
do
that.
they mean using the word baby, like hi baby, or is that?
I don't know.
That is very. I mean, the thing is that we wouldn't want to kink shame anybody, and if that's their thing, that's their thing. But in a general usage, I don't know.
No.
No.
There's a no from all of us
Yes.
collectively.
No. But I agree about the sort of setting your intention.
So I'm just going to give a shout out to Fee. So Fee's contributed to the
Hi,
chat.
Fee.
And Fee said, would it be things like, I need a huggy or
Oh.
give me some love? Followed by like toddler vibes around them.
Oh
Like,
God, that is disgusting.
and then grown men who think whose kink is baby.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're not there for it. Fee.
Not there for that. But I do definitely agree with having the
Yeah. Well,
The
that was
to-
a Nick anyway, so we're with that guy.
yeah.
Being overly obsessed by astrology. Now, this one really... Like, I like astrology. Like,
Yeah, but you're not obsessed with
No,
it.
I'm not obsessed with
I think
it.
it's definitely more a female thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like obviously I know I'm a Leo, but I don't know anything more than that really.
I mean, to be fair, Daniel.
I follow a whole like Instagram page on Virgo.
Do you?
Absolutely, I'm there for it. Like, it's amazing.
Really? I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah, what Virgos? I think they'll do for Virgo because we're kind of the best star
Yeah.
sign on the planet.
Whatever.
Clearly,
Sure.
that's why we have an Instagram.
Sounds very egotistical.
I know, it's fine. We're okay with it as well. We know that all the jealous signs don't like it. That's why we celebrate
Oh,
together.
So the thing is that I'm an Aquarius, and I know that. I'll be like you. And the thing is that the traits of an Aquarian, I'm just like, they're quite sort of creative and airy fairy. I mean, I get the scattiness, 100%, but there's a lot I don't resonate with, and I don't tend to. I don't follow an Instagram page on it. However,
Probably because I don't have one. Just for Virgos.
However, I am, and I don't think I know. I enjoy reading things about manifesting and about the universe, but I wouldn't say obsessive. I'm not like I can't do this because the moon's not aligned with or something.
Yeah, I get that.
There's
but when the moon is aligned, we take that extra step to like.
Do the cleansing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last night we did an egg cleanse.
No, you did the egg
I
cleanse.
did do an egg cleanse last night.
Right, I've got to share what this is. So Leanna, who did our tarot reading, said we need to do an egg cleanse.
So this is the funniest bit, right? So we didn't know. We was like you, Daniel. We was like, what's an egg cleanse? Like, so I was under the impression that an egg cleanse meant to crack the yolk and start rubbing it all over my body, like. But Charlene thought you needed to boil the egg, and then the boiled bits was to scrub your body, right? So then we messaged her and we was like, this is what we think it is. Can you just let us know which one of us is right? So she replied with, please do what you two thought it was.
And send me evidence
Send me
of
evidence of this, because that is fabulous. However, that's not what she meant. So what she meant was to just take the egg out of the tray and roll the egg in the shell all over your body in places that you might find can be negative. And what it does, you crack the egg into a cup, and then she can read where the negativity might be within you. And then you put some salt over the top of it for protection, and a bit of cinnamon to enhance the protection. Then you flush it down the toilet and it flushes all your negativity away. So last night I did that, an egg cleanse, and apparently I've got really good egg.
good egg energy.
I've got good egg energy.
Maybe that's what the blokes are talking about.
And Kira's just said, are we back on eggs again?
Literally. Yeah. It was like last week we didn't talk about eggs. We have this egg obsession. It's like, I've had Daniel, what are you thinking? I've got to know what you're thinking to this.
I really hope you didn't do the first two.
We didn't do the first.
It's like when you think about throwing salt on things, it's like to keep witches and stuff away, not to keep negative. I don't know.
So you're not going to go and roll an egg on your own?
Well, actually, one of the things that Leanna said to do was put a bowl of salt underneath your bed. Oh no, where else did you say to put it? Somewhere else, near your door or something. And
actually, if you blow cinnamon out your door on the 1st of the month,
yeah,
is
I don't do
it
that.
out or in?
I have no idea.
I mean, we did a whole load of weird things on New Year, like the grape challenge and stuff.
Yeah, we've shared that.
But we're not obsessed, guys.
No, we just like when we remember. I think that's the thing. When we remember, we do the things, and I think it's sort of when.
I love a few wacky things like that.
Yeah, but we
I
don't.
do.
Our life isn't dictated by astrology or doing all the things. We just find it funny.
Although I will tell you something, right? So this is side quest incoming, guys. Side quest incoming. So when me and Charlene got the idea of Roll Resolve, it was from going to Comic Con, and it was really weird how things started aligning. So we ended up doing a D&D thing at a place in Chesterfield. And the guy, because obviously we got into the Roll Resolve by going to Comic Con, and that was because I wanted to meet Ian Somerhalder. And it was really weird. So we went to this thing to do this D&D thing, and the guy there had the same name as one of the cast members' real names in real life. So that was one, and it's really weird because I never get really a lot of notifications off TikTok, and every time we're doing something on Roll Resolve, I always get a notification saying Ian Somerhalder uploaded to TikTok, which we just laugh about now, don't we? And it happens every time. So get this, right, and there's so many things that have aligned along the way that has brought us back to the beginning, if that makes sense. So do you know the other day when we pitched at Nottingham? Yeah. So I got a notification that he had uploaded onto TikTok, and then we found it really weird because, let me think of this now, right? So I got this notification, didn't read it, I didn't actually watch it, did I, till Daniel got out of the car, or else I'd have shown it you that day. So we knew that the final was 16 people got through. And the video that he uploaded while we was pitching, and I literally got the message at the notification as just after we had pitched, and it said, I've been working with Paul Wesley for 16 years. Right? So, do you see what I mean?
I think it's synchronicities.
It's a synchronicity of that. But we keep saying things like, oh, we're manifesting it, we're manifesting that, and it's things that to do with the Comic Con side of it and to do with the business. But them things keep happening, and we wouldn't have actually known about Roll Resolve tabletop roleplay if we hadn't have gone to Comic Con because I wanted to meet him. And it's really weird, and just for the 16 to be there, so that's my little woo-woo side of things. So yeah, see how that manifests.
If it works, I believe you.
I mean, obviously it worked because we were awesome and we absolutely smashed it. So that's obviously why it would have worked. But he's our guardian angel.
Yeah, he doesn't know it.
He doesn't know it.
One day we'll get him on this radio show.
We are 100% gonna get him on a podcast.
Yeah, that's my life goal.
Yeah.
Maybe not just the only life goal, but one of them.
Oh, absolutely,
it's
one
on
of
my
them.
bucket list of things to do.
Yeah, he's gonna come on our podcast.
Because he doesn't know the inspiration that he's had behind our business.
When did you? Vicky wrote him a letter.
We wrote him a letter. You helped me write the letter. I just handed it to him. Don't just put that on me.
I am putting it on you. You weirdo. Stalker.
I'm alright with it. Look, there's worse things in life than being Ian Somerhalder's stalker. No, I'm not a stalker.
That's not a good thing to be.
No, it's really not. I'm just a fan.
just a fan. But I think, actually, on that note, we're going to have a music break.
Yes,
and then we'll come back to some more dating stories and Daniel's perspective, because he's... Oh, I don't know actually if I've actually... No, it's all right. I was just checking the buttons then. I thought I hadn't actually muted us, but it's okay. We're okay. Right, we'll be back after this short musical break. Hello, and we are back. Daniel, can you just talk 1 second so I can see?
Yes.
That's better.
Yeah,
We
you're in.
Yeah, we've moved microphones. Thanks, Fee, by the way, because we've adjusted.
Kira did say that before as well, but
Did she?
I forgot to mention
Oh,
it.
okay. Thanks, Kira. Thanks, Vicky.
Welcome.
So we're coming back to talking about. In fact, we started talking about it off air, and I was like, right, we need to come back on air because we need to carry on talking about this. So, like male. See, we're going to say it from male dating ex, but
yeah, I
I
think
think
it's on
quite
both
universal.
sides.
Yeah. So start it off.
So, which one are we going to go with?
I think right. Let's go with filters. Like,
Over-filtered and face-tuned photos was classed as an ick. But just to add to that as well, so there was another one which was taking selfies, but doing it consistently from different angles, and then adding a little pout and a squint before actually taking the picture. Like, is that an ick? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I see him, especially with the younger generation. I think you see like the pouting constantly on. It's just not a nice look.
no, it's not. And it's like, I think the filtered thing, 100%, because I see it on social media, but when I see females a lot, and you can spot a filtered photo from a mile off.
oh my god, yeah.
So I think if you're putting it on social media is one thing, but if you're putting it on a dating app, it's not, because like the thing is that
Do they forget that they've got to meet in person?
I know, and
well,
this
not
is-
got to, but that's the idea, isn't it?
I've actually seen, people's like bios, like, but men's bios of like, please don't filter your photos so much I can't recognise you in real
Well,
life.
they've got an audacity though, because like they not only do they hatfish us, which
Yes.
is definitely a thing, they also do that whole like. But sorry, my mum's ringing me while I'm live on air. Why do I know?
Oh, Joanna, stop ringing.
Anyway, I've lost my train of thought.
Hatfishing?
Catfishes, but I've seen them use filters too.
Yes, they do.
I seen one where it was that filter got like had eyeliner on. I mean, which I'm not disputing if that's what he wants to wear. However, definitely tell it was a filter.
Yeah.
And then they have some of them do that themselves and have the audacity to be like,
No filter.
yeah.
I mean, personally, I think I've only ever used filters for like funny reasons, like just to have a bit of fun with them,
Like rabbit ears and stuff.
yeah, or like musical trends and things like that. But I can't think of a reason where I've gone, oh, I need a filter on this photo. Just take the photo.
I mean, I
We do.
agree. We do. Because taking photos, unless you've got the right sort of lighting.
I always think as well, like sometimes, so I will vouch for the population of filter people. Do you know when you take a photograph, it flips your face,
Yes, it does.
but when you do it on Snapchat, it doesn't flip. So if you there's some natural filters that actually represent your face more than taking a normal photograph. So them ones I can understand, but some of them when they have like the heavy makeup on it, and it's like,
The thing is
Too
that
bad.
there's some filters on Snapchat that completely change your face.
Yeah.
I mean, completely. And there's like ones I'm thinking, oh my god, if I could do that, that'd be amazing. But that's not me. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm literally, I was gonna say hatfishing, not catfishing myself. I'm just like, no.
do you hatfish yourself?
Yeah,
though?
hatfish. No, I don't need
I
a
don't
hat.
suit hats, so I don't do
Oh,
that.
I love a hat. I used to wear. Side quest. I used to, when in my 20s, I used to wear hats all the time.
Yeah, it's not
I
really.
I love hats. But yeah, so I'm in agreement with that. I think, if you're on a dating app, then you should represent yourself and you should be proud of it. And if people don't swipe because they don't like the look of you, that's a them problem.
Absolutely. They might even say more than just morning next time.
No, they won't because they're weird.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
true
like,
too.
oh, the judge. I'm just going to judge it.
So we'll move past the photographs because we're all in agreement that it's out there. And we'll move to bragging about having too many options.
See, that screams insecurity to me.
Absolutely. Actually, that reminds me, so it's like that but similar. Who was I having a conversation with? And basically their partner had said to them, told them about someone hitting on them, but had to make sure that they knew about it. Now this is really interesting because I'd like to get your opinions on this. They said it from well, I'm just being honest with you side. And I don't think that's why that's been said, because I don't feel like your partner needs to know that, because I think starts off with the insecurities, and it's like, do you want an award for like adhering to the basic part of a relationship where you don't actually stray? Like, do you want an award for that? Like, what do you want to achieve by that? Because I'm pretty sure people make conversations with you all the time, and not necessarily they always hitting on you. But even if they were, why do you feel like you need? If you've done nothing back, why do you need to take that information back to your partner? I don't get it.
I think the question is what's motivated that person to share that?
Yeah.
It could, if it's like, oh my God, somebody was hitting on me, it made me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, but it wasn't from that angle that this
No,
person
it'd be
told
like,
it.
oh, guess what? Such
like
and such.
that angle.
I've been.
But still, tell someone else, because
Yeah.
I don't feel like if you've not done anything about that, if you've gave your number and then you're feeling a bit guilty and you're thinking, oh my God, I should have done that, maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship. But I don't see the point behind it, because I think, breeding insecurities to make themselves feel better when really it's them with the insecurities.
100%.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I think there's that phrase that there's no harm in looking, but it kind of, if it goes further than that, that's when it's brought up.
Yeah.
I think the thing is that we know of somebody who's done that in a relationship where go back and say, oh, this person's really, but basically all women are in love with me. And I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
And
you don't even have to say the whole sentence. Yeah. You just talk about the first bit. And it's like, and then after doing that, they would say, oh, I can't be around women because the wife's paranoid. Like,
yeah.
No way.
Yeah, and then would give that person a hard time. But they've literally created that insecurity in that person, which I think is a really cruel thing to do. And whether women are in love with that person but the thing is that equally the question is that why women fall in love with them, because
women don't fall in love for no reason.
No, they don't.
You'd have to, for me, being a woman and knowing women, that if you take that next level as to fall for somebody, there's got to be something that's been met.
You've facilitated something.
Yeah, literally. Like you can have a crush, you can fancy someone, you can be like, oh God, he's a bit of eye candy. You can be like, get all flustered when they come near you, but that's not love. But to actually fall for someone, something it's been two-sided, because
100%.
You might fall in love with the idea of someone, but to fall in love with someone's a little bit different. So I think that's been facilitated from both sides. And if you feel a need to go home and tell someone that people keep falling in love with you, then you need to be questioning your own actions. Really.
Yeah, why are you putting yourself out there?
Yeah, exactly. And we know the answer to that, but not saying anymore.
There you go.
There you go. So yeah, I think somebody who is bragging about their options is looking for validation.
Yeah.
It is that validation. Yeah. It's like, look, all these people are interested in me. I don't need
aren't
you.
Aren't you lucky?
Yeah, but it's like, aren't you lucky that I've chosen you?
Yeah.
But also, it's that I don't need you.
Yeah, and you should be grateful. So I've got one more. Actually, it falls quite into it. So it's playing mind games. That's another one, and I think that falls quite in line with that, actually, doesn't it?
It is. It's kind of a controlling thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
but
it's really controlling, actually, isn't it? Because you're trying to, I've never looked at it like that before.
But it goes on both sides, though, doesn't it? It's like some male and female behaviour.
Oh my God, yeah, that's definitely two-sided. Like, anyone could do that.
But what's mind games, though? It's like, what would you say?
Well, this one actually is expecting someone to read your mind instead of just communicating. I mean, that's low-level mind games, that. It shouldn't happen. I'm not saying it should happen, but I think there's more manipulative things, like Daniel said, with the controlling side of it, that can be quite.
I wouldn't class someone not sort of. I think bad communication. I wouldn't come on.
No, I wouldn't.
I think bad communication is like a separate.
Yeah.
Like subject.
That is a big ick.
That's a whole different level of things.
I think that's an immaturity though, when it's like not communicating.
I think it means kind of stopping the communication on purpose. That's when it becomes a mind game.
Low blow. Low blow.
I'm just saying.
I mean, that's kind of the ultimate mind game, isn't it? Goodbye.
Yeah. But I'm not giving you a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't need a
literally.
reason. You don't need closure. The closure is that you didn't get involved any further, so good for you, bye.
Yeah, true.
Bye. Or is that really harsh?
No, I mean, I've been ghosted myself in the past and multiple times.
It's not nice, is it?
It wasn't, no. But yeah, you do sit there and think, why?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't ghost people.
I'm not saying you do. But it's like, you know, I sat there thinking, I know there's nothing wrong with me. But then I'm like, what's wrong with me?
There's nothing wrong with you.
I know.
Because they don't know how to communicate.
I see, I
You
know all
two
the
are both
logic.
perfectly beautiful people.
I know.
Right then.
I know we are. But the thing is that it sort of creates that self-doubt that you shouldn't be created. Someone just was be able to communicate and not play mind games and just
Yeah.
go, thanks, no thanks. And that's it. That's all it is. Literally that. So yeah, I agree on the mind games. It's just, when I say grow a pair, I mean that for men and women. You know, grow a pair of whatever it is.
Yeah, learn to communicate.
And just, you know, just be a grown-up about it.
Well,
But even on the communication side of things as well, though, like, I do think that is a big issue in most relationships once you're in them.
Absolutely.
well, yeah, it doesn't stop there, does it? Like communication, it can literally filter into everyday life as well. Like,
I think I think two things in relationships, because friendship was going to say, is I think fundamentally you need to be friends. Absolutely
Oh my God,
fundamentally. Because you need to have common interests, common values, and a similar sense of humour, because that makes such a difference.
yeah,
And then, in communication, you've got to know how to be able to communicate effectively with each other, because otherwise it just causes so much unnecessary, I won't
it's
say
unnecessary
angst.
stress as well.
Yeah,
like,
that's
isn't
it,
Because
stress.
if one person communicates in a particular way, and then another person like doesn't get that because of maybe they're immature or they just don't know how to communicate for whatever reasons, then how is that going to work? Because if you can't effectively, it's like the foundation of any relationship, isn't it, to communicate, whether that's a love relationship, friendship, business, anything. Like, if you think of any of them relationships, if you're not communicating effectively, how is it going to work? Like, it's just not.
Do you know what I think ought to be a skill that they teach in school is active listening?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Because everybody thinks they can listen, but they can't. And we know this from what sort of doing counselling, is that
there's a total difference between listening and actively
really is.
listening, because I can listen sometimes to some people and I just like,
so
I
now.
don't know what they said. Like, I look like I listen, I look like I'm engaged, but then sometimes I have to, I do actually listen, like actively listen and take on board what that person said. So there's a definite difference, like definitely.
And
that
you
needs
think,
to be taught.
do you know, in a relationship, if you had two people who really heard each other,
Yeah,
how different they would be.
that's it. And everybody wants to talk, but do people actually want to listen? Like, do you? That's a question for the audience.
Yeah. Do you want to listen, or do you just like?
You want to be heard?
Yeah. I 100% in my last relationship do not feel that I was heard. Not properly, and I think that caused a lot of conflict, but I refused to do the conflict. But then I'd go quiet. So then there would be no communication, because I would refuse to communicate because I'm not having the conflict. So that breeds more problems. So then you're not communicating at all, because you just think, well, what's the point?
Because your communication was down on both sides.
Yeah. And when that sort of perpetuates over years and years and years, and you can never, so then it's like, I'm not even going to bother. So, and then it's sort of the damage is done. So yeah, God, that's got very philosophical.
Yeah. There you go.
I can't even. Did that come across as philosophical?
It's nice to know that you can say it.
I can
That's
say
cool.
it slowly. Thanks.
On the other one, so I'm just going to like lighten the tone a little bit and just say, wearing sunglasses indoors. How are we feeling about that then?
Like, I know sometimes you forget to take them off. Like, I used to have reactors, so they used to change as soon as you go indoors.
Oh, that's cool.
I need to get them next time I go to village because they were so much easier. But I know, like with me, who wear sunglasses, I have to get prescription ones. So for me, it's like you do forget that you have them on.
Doesn't it go dark when you walk in a room? It's like walking in a room and it's like, oh my god, it's really dark.
Yeah, would that not be a thing?
Maybe it's just me who doesn't notice. But
The whole point of needing glasses.
But I think that would depend on the person, because I mean, I wouldn't wear. I would love to. Oh, actually, no, I did do. So once I was on a sales training course. We went to Germany.
You did it, didn't you? You wore glasses in Savannah.
Right, I've got to tell you the reason why. So put in context, this is lighting, but it was sports lighting as well. So it's like you've got huge, massive floodlights. Okay. So the night before, we'd been drinking quite excessively. I had in the region
I
of
knew drink
about.
was going to be involved in this. I knew
think
it. I
between-
wore sunglasses basically because I was hungover and I was working.
Right, there was like between me and my boss, we had 42 vodkas.
That's a lot.
So I was so hungover. So I wore sunglasses. I had to wear sunglasses, and it was because they had all the lights on, and it was very bright. So that is the only time I've worn sunglasses inside. And then I was judged. I was judged for it. But otherwise, yeah, I'm saying you have to wear prescription sunglasses. But then I'm walking in, it's really dark, and I can't see because it's dark.
I have to share another one. I'm sorry because I'm reading through them. Well, I'm listening, but I'm reading them, and this one has just really made me laugh. I don't know anyone that would actually try to do this. I don't. Anyway, so it's trying to seductively eat spaghetti.
How do you seductively eat? How? I don't. I would never eat spaghetti on a date because, like, do you know when you like slurp it up and it sort of splats all over your chin like that?
That's what happened to
And
me.
it's just like, and it's everywhere. You know,
How would
it's.
someone do
like
that?
Lady and the Tramp kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Or?
But, oh, that gives me so much of. Oh, so
What
many.
when you've got the same piece of spaghetti?
Oh, oh, that is disgusting. But would you? Would you?
Absolutely.
Would you?
You just bite it, wouldn't you? Just
Yeah,
Right, bye at the end, like, see ya.
If someone tried to do that with me, I'd be like, I'd make my excuses and go because that is no. That's a no. See if I get, I would cut it
Would you
off.
be like Joey Tribbiani, like, I don't share food?
Definitely. But rather than like do the sucky thing, I would cut it all up. I'd cut it all up.
Just to make sure you don't do it.
No.
I'm gonna cut all this up. No sucking my spaghetti.
It like the little strands to get in the tin.
Yeah, literally.
No, that is just. And on that note, I would not share food. I would not share a dessert either.
Not even a chip.
Maybe one chip.
Wow.
I think the only reason I'd share a dessert is if you both want to try 2 desserts.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I wouldn't
Or,
get.
do you remember them? I don't know if they still do it. Like when you go to a restaurant and they have their big, massive bowls.
Oh,
of
the
like,
sharing things.
Yeah, like I've shown them.
Might do, but I like having a sticky toffee pudding.
Mm.
So boring.
It's not boring. I like what I like. And if I'm going to have a dessert, I will have a sticky toffee pudding.
Do you know when Daniel went away? Them desserts that you had, oh my god, they looked amazing.
Oh, when you went to Brighton?
Yeah.
Thinking back now. But,
A lifetime ago.
it feels like it. It really does. Which ones? At the restaurant?
You sent pictures of desserts, and I was on a diet as well. So but I was like, oh my god, I'm on a shake diet, and he's like, look at this food.
Yeah.
The main thing I remember from that is just the amazing steaks that they did. They were just so tasty. But yeah, no, we wouldn't share.
No, I'm there. Absolutely no. Do you know why?
I find this one really funny. Sorry to just cut you off on the wine thing.
That's
but
okay.
I'm happy that you share wine. Because
Thanks.
I've shared wine with you.
I know.
But anyway, who does this? And me and Charlene actually went through these before, and this one made us laugh. And it was when you're on a date and you end up going dancing, and then you're trying to dance in a club, but you don't know where to put your arms, and you do that awkward like arm dance.
Isn't this for anybody? Well, this is judging people who are really bad at dancing though. But then I judge one. But the
Like,
thing is,
Charlie's
I was
about
just like,
that
that
one.
one.
Like, whack your arm about.
Where you do the helicopter with your arm, but that's a proper bloke thing to do as well. Or they just like do the side shuffle, like doing the helicopter with their arm.
Or you like swing them from side to side.
This is why men don't dance, because we're giving people so much grief.
Well, this is actually a man saying it. Like, women do
Really?
that, so we must do that too. Do we do that? Do we do that?
I don't do that. I'm an awesome dancer.
Yeah.
Anyways.
She's an awesome dancer after all that wine.
Absolutely.
Prior to that, not so good.
I am. I've got rhythm.
So, this is definitely Charlene. I'm sorry, but I'm laughing mid-drink and accidentally spitting it out. Oh my god, could you imagine doing that on a date though? And then being like, I'm sorry, but you're out. And
Isn't
then
it?
ghosting you afterwards. Is that what you did? Did you do that?
No.
It's a good job we can laugh at our misfortunes.
You laughing at my misfortune.
You laugh at mine all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And this is me trying to be mysterious by tripping over absolutely nothing. I would do that.
You
I
100%.
have done that.
You have. I think, yeah, you do the trip up, I would do the not intentionally spitting out the drink.
Mine wouldn't be intentional either. Like,
No.
I would definitely do that.
See, the one I also
Same
said
as part of the act.
is, do you know, because obviously we laugh so much, if that would be...
Yeah, is that a turn off?
Might be.
I mean, I don't care.
I don't care either.
It's everyone's personalities are different, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it depends what
I
the
don't know if that's a
person
yeah,
likes.
Daniel.
Personal choice. Let's go with that.
It's a personal choice, isn't it? And that's the thing. I think that's the difference if you meet somebody organically and they get to know you a little bit first, then they know that that's...
It goes back to making the friends first. And that's
Yeah.
what you need to do in a relationship, I think.
100%. And I think that's why dating apps feel so false and orchestrated, because you're not
getting to know the person.
you're sort of
are
going
you?
straight in, aren't you? And it's like that pressure straight away, as you know, you've got to like each other because you're on a date, and it just feels weird. I don't know, just...
And I think as well, do you know, like on whether it be a dating app or like if you've met someone and you're just having like a conversation with them through text messaging, I think you build up a person who you think that person is. So then you're at the risk of like, you go and meet someone and you've painted this picture of who you think this person is in your head, and they're not that person. They don't live up to that expectation. And then is that really unfair that you've like put that on them to be someone that they're actually not? That's why I wouldn't do the text messaging thing.
Yeah, I agree. I
because-
think, for the first date, you don't want to be talking to them loads online before going on the first date.
No.
You want to arrange a date quite quickly.
Yeah, or just like say, when are you free?
Yeah.
Even if it's in 3 months, well, I'll talk to you then if you're still single. Because you paint an illusion of who you think that person is.
Yeah.
And you get attached to that, and that's why I said about the morning text, is because you can build a lot of emotion around that and become quite attached to them, like messaging. You can give them power on your happiness. Some people wait for a text and they're disappointed until it arrives, because you're painting an illusion of someone in your head that doesn't actually exist. So, texting out, guys, even if it is 2025.
It's true, I agree.
Yeah. But anyway, I've got a few hilarious dating things that have happened on dates that maybe worth a share. So, holding a really big drink in your hand. Why is everyone acting like babies? Holding a really big drink in your hand like you're a toddler. Like, how would you do that?
That's just weird.
Is that like a big gin glass or something? You just feel like...
But even with a gin glass, you can do it, sort
You
of.
would just...
I was trying to think of a big what a big glass means.
I mean, I'm thinking like one of those sharing bowls.
like an Oktoberfest kind of like beer.
Picture.
What do you call it? Is it Stein? Like
Yeah.
those Steins, they have a handle. You don't need. I mean, actually, no, you might need to 'cause it's quite heavy. But then,
But would you hold it like that though? Like
no,
you
you'd
put
hold the
and you put
handle,
one hand underneath.
or you'd hold a handle in like
Or
that. You
just
wouldn't hold
get
it.
one. If you can't hold it, don't get one.
I'm just trying to, because I've had one, and in Germany actually, but I don't think I did it sort of. I just drank it as a like that. For those who can't see,
Professional big drinker.
just doing the action.
Let's have a look anyway. Moving swiftly on from big drinks. Oh, this is so funny because I know that we've all probably done it. Which I don't know why this is an ick and why someone's actually said this, but anyway, it's waving at someone and pretending that you're not actually waving at them because they don't wave back to you. Well, I just find that generally funny anyway, but I don't know why why that would be a dating
Right,
thing.
just no. What? Right, say that again.
So, waving back at someone who isn't actually waving and then pretending to fix their hair. I don't get that.
So do you like wave at somebody like across the road who's not waving, and then if they don't wave back, you go like that?
Yeah.
That's just weird.
It's not weird. I mean, I think that could happen anyway. Like if you see someone, oh, that's such
Let's
a
just
body.
go. It's
Oh,
no.
it's such a body. La-da-dee, la-da-da.
Yeah, see, I've been that person. Just shouted to somebody or gone up to them, and it's not been that person.
Most of the time, for me though, it is that person. I just don't recognise them. I don't. Or do you know the worst of it is as well? He's like, do you know when? And I have been in this situation before. When you know someone but you don't remember the name.
Oh my
And
goodness!
then you get to a point where you're like, oh, actually, I've known them for too long now. It'd be really weird to ask them what the name is and really awkward as well. I've been in that situation far too many times.
Is that when you get to the altar and you just say, yes, I do?
I do. Yeah. And who is this person? I don't know.
That's your name.
Do you take? Yeah, that's a whole thing. But I have. Do you remember there was a situation once when I was in a group chat and someone messaged me and I thought it was a different person. Do you remember, because they had the same name? And I had a whole conversation with her as if it was this person. And then I said to Charlene, I was like, and it was a group chat from uni, and I was like, I'm having this conversation with this person. I've been talking to her as if she's somebody else. And now I've just realised that it's not even the person who I thought it was, and I genuinely don't know who I'm talking to. she thought it was hilarious, and I was like, well, I've been having the conversation for too long now to say, like, who are you? So I just like phased the chat out because I genuinely didn't know. I don't even think I still know who I was talking to that, but it went on for a good week or two. So yeah, sorry to that person. But I thought it was someone else.
See, this would happen. This would happen to you in a genuinely. But the thing is I think with that is that it goes back to the whole laughing thing and everything, doesn't it? It's like somebody has got to like you for you, and if that's a problem, that's a them problem.
Absolutely. Like, I'm quite capable of forgetting your name.
Yeah. Every day.
Probably more. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they say like, you know, like certain things that some people might remember, like the car or whatever. I don't remember any of that. I think it's quite tedious for me to even be expected to remember all that. Like,
Absolutely.
what a big expectation, remembering someone's name. So yeah, there's that anyway. This is definitely me because I can't wink.
Don't say this is a Nick.
Trying to seductively wink. I wouldn't wink anyway, seductively. But doing it with both eyes, it just is slow and it's awkward.
What, like blinking?
Yeah, so I'm going to wink at Daniel now, just for the record, right? What? You can't do it. I can't do it at all with this eye.
Can I? Is that
Do
a
it
wink?
again. Yeah, do it the other eye.
Oh no, that's so much harder.
How do you do it with that eye?
Oh my god, so like a pirate. Oh.
I didn't even close. Right, and then if I wink, that one shuts with it automatically.
does.
So it won't shut by itself, but for some reason, if you shut that eye, that one shuts with it.
This is such a random conversation.
I can blink.
so pleased for you.
Thank you.
So,
I was pleased for
who
you too.
in the right mind would seductively wink?
Imagine me trying to do it.
Oh, please do. Please let me be there when you try it.
I just can't think of a position you'd use it.
No. No. See, the only thing I could think is like, gonna get some tonight.
Yeah, like a jokey kind of wink.
Yeah. And then why would that be in it? Because if you did it in a jokey
I
way.
could only ever do it as a joke.
Yeah. Like, this is it. If you did, that's the only scenario I could think.
Do you know another ick of mine? Another ick of mine. I'm going to put it out there. This isn't one that someone sent in. Is people calling me hon?
Oh.
If a man,
Yeah.
said-
Oh,
actually,
no.
A man did actually send me a message once calling me hon, and I didn't respond.
No.
Because just think that is something I can't take that seriously, because that's something I'd say to you. Do you know, like if Charlene did something that was really weird, I would be like, "You okay, hon?"
Yeah.
Like, all right, hon, you're all right. And like we say it as a joke, so for someone to actually think that's socially acceptable to like message a girl and be like, "Hi, hon, how are you today?" Like,
See, I love terms of endearment, but after you've been seeing each other for a little bit. So it's like if someone started
I thought that
off.
was a film that she was going to talk about. That.
It sounded like a film title.
It is.
I love
It is.
terms of endearment.
It is actually a film.
Storyline.
No. Okay, for example, babe,
Yeah,
honey.
No, I know what you mean. That's good.
Okay, I'm just clarifying. But if it started off with like, "Hi babe, how you doing?" I'd be like, no.
No.
We don't have, but after you've been seeing each other
Even
a
after
little
a
bit,
couple of months, if they've come out with the word "hon," I'd have to be
if
like,
any, no,
please never send me that again.
no,
Okay.
I'm okay with babe, honey, honey. Oh, do you know what? Went out with this guy, and honey, and he used to call me honey. He was Welsh. He was very thick. He was very good looking.
It was okay.
Is that really
Called me honey and
judgmental?
he was very thick.
He was very good looking.
It was a right catch, wasn't it?
I used to have to explain words to him. So
God's sake.
yeah, it was that. Yeah, definitely not a thing. But yeah, it was just the way he used to say honey, and it was really cute. It was a bit of a.
Was he from Birmingham?
No, he was from Wales. I just said
Oh,
he was
yeah,
Welsh,
Welsh.
you donut.
I like the Welsh accent.
I liked his accent.
Is that why you dated him? 'Cause he...
No, I dated him because he was good looking. I was just super shallow. This is quite long.
Nice but dim.
Literally. Yeah, he was a bit of a psycho afterwards as well. But
Oh,
yeah,
so it wasn't that daft then. Maybe it was an act.
it could have been an act. It's the whole thing. That was in my late 20s.
Okay. He sounds nice.
Not really.
Bit dim.
Anyway.
Bit of a psycho.
So Daniel, haven't actually. So have you actually done the dating app thing?
I have, when I was younger.
Oh.
I used to live down in Letchworth, and I was working with a lot of like military guys, and we used to go like Wetherspoons every kind of other night kind of thing, and just sit there drinking and chatting about lots of different things, and we just used to sit there kind of going, yeah.
Elaborate.
You used to sit there just like flicking through Tinder and things like that, and it's like it was more of a game of, okay, which ones do you not want to flick? And then you do like a phone roulette kind of thing as well, where you like just obviously pass it to each other and they flick for you.
Oh,
is that what guys do?
Oh.
You said all like we was going to do that, then we're not doing that.
Oh, that sounds like that sounds like a really fun night with a glass of wine.
Maybe start some conversations and pretend that we're each other.
Oh, sure. Do you know? Right. Actually, I'm going to digress 1 second. So somebody shared this where.
I know what she's going to say. It's that pitch thing, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
Oh no, but there's that. So obviously I've shared that. I think you're in Prick Advisor as well, aren't you? Yeah, we're in this group, and somebody shared. So I think it was her friend's husband. So this one was on Tinder, and her friend's husband actually replied or sent messages to a load of blokes, and they were absolutely hilarious. Like, I can't even remember any off the top of my head because I have the memory of a fish. But
Wait, so the friend's husband?
with her consent.
Oh, okay.
So say it was Gary, she was. So she'd say like, I don't know, if he was like holding a fish, like, Gary, how's your fish hanging? Or do you know what I mean?
Oh my
Just
God.
but from her, but he was doing all the things, and some of their responses were absolutely hilarious. So I think actually that's probably a really good approach.
Daniel, what are you doing on Friday? Next week. Charlie wants you to send a load of messages on.
No.
Is it Bumble that you're on?
Yeah. Not after today, not anymore. I've had enough. I've like done it for research purposes for this for 2 weeks, and 2 weeks is enough for me.
Yeah. 2 minutes
Anyway.
was enough, really, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Let's
it
be
was.
honest.
So anyway, so please continue.
Please continue.
Yeah, you just kind of. It was more fun. Like, I don't think I ever met anyone on Tinder or anything like that I was like genuinely wanting to meet. I think everyone that I've ever met is either through like school or work or it's never been
organic.
dating apps. Yeah, I think it's just better relationships.
Yeah, I agree. See, everybody I've met has been through work, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing, given
know.
the success of my relationships.
Well, however we met people in our lives, we're still single. so whether it be online, from
Yeah.
work, from school, wherever, it didn't work out, did it? So we're now here doing our thing and going to go to a chapel with Dolly Parton to get married.
Absolutely, I'm down for that. That would just, as long
It's so funny.
as I get the wedding
Pack your bags,
dress.
guys.
Yeah,
Going to Vegas.
I will always love you. You can see it happening though, couldn't you, Daniel?
Yeah. Just agreeing to witnesses.
It's a consensual platonic relationship.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are going to be those people who, like, when we're single in like 20 years' time, and we just buy like a complex
Yeah,
of all the
I'm gonna do that.
houses.
I'm gonna go on all
Or a
them,
big-
like
big country
outings.
mansion.
Yeah.
I can see you both at like 80 just in the nursing home together, just laughing away at the moment.
Like, get that music on. Come on, Arthur, get up. Get that walking stick going. That'll be me.
Oh, absolutely. I'll be smuggling the vodka in.
I'm there for it, to
Yeah.
be fair.
Just not bad to
Get
me.
around, kids. It's time to play TTRPGs.
Absolutely.
This is how we played it back in my day.
Yeah. On my day, a D20 was a critical role.
Oh
That'll
God,
be
I
us,
wonder
yeah.
what sort of going forward it'll be all like digitalised, and
Oh, they better not.
I hope they
Because we
don't.
have nice dice.
We do have nice dice, right? With our side quest then.
Yeah.
So, shall we have a break and go to a song for a little bit?
Yeah.
So we will be back with more dating, I don't know, stories, stuff.
Yeah. If anyone's got anything to share with us, drop us a message, because there's a few people listening that have got us on WhatsApp. So let us know yours so we can share it, because we are not going to be talking about dating again going forward. We've got a whole new show and a whole new topic planned for next week. So yeah, go to a break and we'll see you soon.
Okay, bye. So we're going to finish off this last half an hour talking about relationships, what makes them work. I think I'm going to try and be more positive because we've been really quite negative about the
I
whole.
wouldn't say we've been negative. It's been funny, actually.
I think it's funny. So when we're talking about, obviously we didn't talking about dating experiences or not dating experiences.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I don't know. We sort of talked a bit about not having dating experiences because they're all.
Well, to be
not
fair,
our
the
cup
point
of
of
tea.
tonight was to get Daniel's perspective because
Yeah.
we did a whole dating show last week and like in aid of Valentine's Day, but it was very female orientated because we
was.
had like Bettina and Kira joined us and we talked about them, their relationships, we talked about us, we talked about all things from a female point of view.
Although Daniel is our top contributor when you're not here in person. It's
We're gonna buy
nice.
you like a badge.
Yeah, I think it's really good having you in person actually because
Yeah.
you're always.
Well, it was really nice to know that. Oh my god, that was going to come out so wrong. I was so glad that I backtracked then. Because I was going to say, it's really nice to know that guys get ghosted too. But I didn't mean
You are such a troll.
I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it
The
like
payback
that.
thing.
Yeah. What I meant to say was, it's interesting to know.
Dig that hole.
It's interesting to know that it's not one-sided and that because being female and being on the other end of that, you don't actually get that it goes on both ways, and we can be very much like, oh, that's the way men are, that's the way men do this, but actually if you guys experience it too, then is it actually like a gender thing, or is it just like a personality thing that people just
100%.
like?
I think it's definitely personal.
Yeah, it's definitely not a gender. Yeah, it's not gender specific.
No, it's not, is it?
I don't even think it's like a sexuality thing. I think it's definitely a person thing.
Yeah.
So I think men do it
It's
to women,
majority, isn't it?
women do it to men, men do it to men, women. Well, depending whatever your relationship is.
If that's
I
who
think-
you are, then that's how you behave.
Yeah, if you're just toxic,
yeah,
you're just a toxic
you're
person.
a toxic orange.
You are a toxic orange. That is what you are. And
Yeah.
you need to sort your communication skills out. Do a bit of healing.
Yeah,
Go to therapy.
evolve.
Go to therapy.
Yeah.
Sort your healing out. Sort your inner
And if you would
journey
like
out.
therapy as of July, you can head to www.therapy.com. You'll find some fabulous therapists over there.
We'll sort you out.
Or resolve on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then for post therapy.
I don't laugh in therapy, you know. We're actually good
Sometimes.
at it.
Yeah, we are actually.
Yeah. Therapy's a journey. You can laugh, you can cry, you can do all the things. It's a journey.
It is a
Trust in the
journey.
process.
Anyway, relationships. Okay, what makes a successful relationship?
Communication.
That was what I was going to say first as well. It's all
Okay.
about communication.
Shared interests.
Okay, right.
I don't agree with that.
Don't you?
No.
Ooh.
The reason I don't agree with it is because I like a bit of me time.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
So if I had a shared interest with a partner, it'd be like, just leave me alone, let me do it.
But if you had a shared interest and they liked me time, what if you had like an overpowering partner that was like,
I do. But
Does it let you have me time?
exactly.
Ah.
And I think sometimes it's just like, it's to shut yourself away a little bit and have a bit of like a reset. You need it.
Yeah.
yeah,
I agree. See, I think that's something that I've developed as sort of as I got older. That I like having my space, and I think it's important. What I think is that, well, we've talked about it before, is you complement each other. You know, you've got your own interests, you've got your own friends, you've got all those things that you enjoy as a person, as an individual. But when you come together, you complement each other. So I think it's good to have, even if it's not a shared interest to start with, you develop that. You know,
Yeah.
there's something that you share. And I think the problem that I feel with like with Matt is that we didn't have enough
That's it. It's like
shared
you don't have
interests.
to share everything because
No.
you definitely. I'm there for my me time. I love doing things by myself. I love my time, like you say, with my friends. I've got my own life. I don't need somebody else's life. So they need to have theirs too. But having something mutual that we can both do together, there's got to be something that you mutually share. But again, me time is definitely a shared interest because if you've got someone who doesn't like me time, then are they going to want you to have yours, and then it's going to create conflict. But I do think that like middle ground needs to be formed. And if you've got, so we love tabletop roleplay, and we do. We love
Yes, we do.
I love everything about it. And like going back to what you said at the beginning about meeting somebody who, what did you say now?
I don't know. What
Totally
did
like
I
lost
say?
my train of thought as I was talking. Like it's so ADHD, isn't it? Like it is. That is so. I'm ADHD. I can definitely tell you that. So
My name is Vicky.
halfway through talking, I forgot what I was saying. Right?
That's standard.
But
What
what
is
was
it about?
going-
Was it about interests or?
It's about listening, right? So basically, I'm back, guys. I'm back in the room. So basically, do you know, like when you was talking about having your career and how some people now of our age are like retiring or semi-retiring.
Yeah.
However, for us, that's not a thing. I will be 80 and I will still be doing what I'm doing. And if there's
100%.
a research going off when I'm 80, I am there for it. I'll be doing the research and I'll be loving it. And for me, that is a big part of my life.
Yeah.
And even if somebody didn't get it, to just be able to try to understand it, because we are passionate about it and we talk about it a lot. So if you was to meet someone and go home and be like, oh my god, we played TTRPG with these people today and this happened and that happened, and they were just like, I don't get TTRPG, and shut down, that would really piss me off.
Yeah.
I would
100%.
be like, how rude. Like if you came home talking to me
Yeah.
about your day, even if I don't get it and I don't understand it, because it's important to them, I would show an interest. So because this is important to me, I'd expect them to do the same thing.
The thing is that I think with us, because it is a vocation, it's not a hobby.
Yeah.
It is our life. It is literally everything that we do, and we are so passionate. My expectation would be that they would learn about it.
You will get some dice and you will learn to play.
And for me, because that's what I would do if it was something that they were really passionate about. I'd want to be involved with it.
Yeah.
You know, I'd want to.
And that don't mean you have to be involved all the time.
Absolutely
But
not.
it's just giving that little bit of yourself to be like, actually, yeah.
Yeah, because I care for you.
Yeah.
Care about you even. Because I care about you, I want to be able to share that interest
But-
and share that passion.
Yeah. My ex used to love snowboarding.
Yeah.
I'd never snowboarded in my life. But I went and did 5 sessions and learned how to do it because I thought it was funny as well, and like carried on with it and nearly took a few people out along the way, but it was all fine. It was all part of it. But I definitely would do that, like for somebody else, because you think, well, yeah, if they're into it, then you sort of like getting. I don't have to participate in all of it, and I don't want to be a part of all of it because you still need to go and do you. However, I want to experience it a little bit to get an understanding for how you enjoy that and what that is all about. And I definitely would expect, like Friday night, I'm inviting Charlene and her partner over.
Yeah.
Get that bad out. What are you tonight, a Dragonborn sorcerer? Let's do this.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
yeah. One shot Fridays.
That sounds such a great idea.
Don't it just?
We need to move closer to each other. That needs to be a thing. We need to do that.
We're gonna buy houses next door to each other. And
Yeah, make life so
hold
much easier.
One shot Fridays at ours. Maybe not a Friday because we might still be here. Who knows? But either way, be one shots at our house.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is having it's a balance, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think that's the
absolutely.
main thing is having that balance, and also it's the give and take, and it's where you meet each other at the same point. So no, it isn't. Somebody doesn't give more than the other person.
That doesn't have to be all the time, though. I think somebody can give more when the others are not necessarily at their full potential at the time.
I agree with that too, because I saw something is that it doesn't have to be 50-50 all the time.
No.
There's times when you are, if you're not balanced in yourself, where you're giving 80, but other times you're giving 20 because of how you are.
But that should be both ways though, shouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So some days you might only be able to give 20%, and if the other person has to give 80 that day, then that's fine. But then just know that when that day comes around and that person who's doing 80 can only give 20, then you've got to step up and give 80 as well.
Yeah.
And it's not a case of, oh, well, I've done all this for you today. It's like, hang on a minute, no. There'll be some months when I give 80%. There'll be some months when I have to give 100 because you're not there.
Yeah.
And that's okay too, as long as that flips about, and you know, we can all support each other. But I think that's in any friendship or relationship or anything.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah, I totally
knowing
agree.
your strengths and weaknesses, isn't it? And just like finding that balance between that as well. I think that's how a relationship should work.
And I think that's true. I think that's the same with any, and that's what I mean by balance, is that because I think we've definitely experienced that sort of, especially in the the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And I know at times I was horrible. Because of how we
was actually, so I'm going to just digress, and I need to share this before the end of the session. So me and Charlene have quite a weird relationship, so when we do, and
I'm not disagreeing with you.
and Ewan, actually, shout out to Ewan, picked up on it and mentioned it to you, didn't he, on the Christmas night out? So what was it he said to you again?
I don't know.
She was very drunk, and she came over. She's like, "Oh, Ewan just said something to me really, really sweet," and it was something along the lines of, "It was we have a unique relationship, how we can flick from like friends to work." And we can be so direct with each other. We genuinely can. And it made me laugh because we did it in the office the other day when you was with us, and we didn't know whether you was completely ignoring us or whether you was just zoned out on your own presentation.
Just like avoiding us.
And just avoiding us. But we do it a lot. And then do you know what there is that? And then we'll like show each other something. And then she'll say I've done it, and Charlene will be like, no, I don't like that. And I'll be like, she'll change it to something else. I'll be like, no, I don't like that. And we can be so direct. So then when we've come to an agreement, that's how it looks. We're happy with it. We shut the laptop and we go back to being friends like that. And like,
and
but I know that makes people around us quite uncomfortable because they think we're arguing.
I never noticed it. It was probably just me zoning out, to be honest. But.
That's good then, because it has been a thing where people have thought that we were, because we're so comfortable with knowing how we can be with each other. Literally, we are ourselves. So we've actually said this, that there is no masking around.
No. And I think that's where it is because I've had friendships before in the past, whether it be friends, like on a friend's friend, whatever you want to call it, or whether it's like a work friend, and you do sort of mask, and you only give like 50% of yourself in that situation because you have, not that you have to be, but you think you have to be a certain way to not maybe be accepted in that work environment, or maybe you don't want to offend someone, so you don't fully put your ideas forward. Whereas with us, we don't have to do that. We don't mask whatever situation we're in. And to an outsider looking in, they can be like, oh my God, are they going to like close or something? It's going to be fists at dawn here. And we're just like, we get it done. We'll bitch about it a little bit. We'll be like, no, I don't like it like that. Well, I like it like that. I don't like it like that. And then it'll be like, no, we're not doing it like that. And then it's all of a sudden
it's good to just be open with each other, though, isn't it?
And then we go and have a drink about it, a coffee, wine, whatever it is that we fancy, and we'll laugh really loud. And we're okay with that.
It works for us. Yeah.
But it don't work for everyone.
No, it doesn't. And we've actually also said on the back of that, I'm not sure how people find it working with us. You know, when it's sort of going forward.
Daniel might be able to say that as well.
But because you know, you've got your own project, because you're working with us, but you're working on your own project. And we were talking about when it gets to a point where we employ people.
Yeah.
But then it'd be still be a different dynamic though, won't it? Because we'll employ people who will work with us. I don't want to say for us, but with us.
Some of it with that though, what I always think is, because, not always, but what we've had a conversation about recently is because we are down to earth people, and we laugh and we joke, but when we're talking like business, we can be very direct, very serious. When we're in a lecture, we're very serious. We don't, obviously we laugh, we're known for it because we've got loud laughs and that's who we are. But when it comes to like the academic side of it, we can switch it off and we can be serious when we need to be. We can do the business thing when we need to be. We can be a therapist when we need to be. But when we're just us, we are just the way we are. So I don't know whether that gives off like a false sense of like, I don't know, like we're going to be...
Like people sort of misconstrue who we are. And I think they probably sometimes don't expect us to be as direct and no nonsense.
Yeah,
I
and
think-
we have a high expectation.
Yeah, we do.
That's been said a few times by a lot of different people when it comes to like working with us on projects, or whether it comes to like working with us in an actist. We do it as well, and we do.
Yeah.
And we are kind of, if we're in it, and it's either all or nothing.
That's the
I think it
ADHD.
kind of comes back to passion as well. I think everyone
Yes.
can be a bit like it. No, I know when something I'm passionate about, I will fight for it. I will fight for the corner.
Yeah. I think that's why we work so well as well, isn't it, when it does come to an actors, is because we do have that like,
The same mindset.
yeah, this needs to work, so we're going to make it work, because
Any way possible.
Yeah, because this is like going to be our future.
Yeah.
It's like with the money project, this is your business going forward.
Yeah.
Like Raw Resolve is our business going forward. So we've got that personal, that personal investment. We're invested in it from like, because it's so passionate to us. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's that
no,
right.
you're passionate about it.
Passionate about it, so
It's so
oh
important.
yeah, that's the word.
It's so important. I'm like that grammar person that comes along, corrects your grammar and spells it incorrect.
Also known as Grammarly.
Tells you the American version when that's not how we're spelling it over in the UK. We've all been there. But no, seriously, I think it's because what we do is really important to us, and I don't like my name against something if like it's not going to be to a high standard, like, because I can be like that as well. So I
agree.
like to make sure that it's, if I'm part of it, and I like it to be at my level. And I'm okay if other people don't have them expectations, but then if you're not, then don't work with me. Like,
If we're all working together,
yeah.
it's at the same standard.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, like last semester, I was doing some group work and I wasn't happy with how it all came out. I was happy with like my bit, but the rest of it I wasn't. And obviously with group work, you get marked overall, don't you?
Yeah.
And I just said
Yeah.
to my lecturer, I don't think it's fair to be marked overall, and they actually split the grade up individually.
Amazing.
And it just kind of goes to show that, you know, when you are passionate about it, you just have to fight your corner for yourself sometimes.
Yeah, you do, because I 100% agree with you. I definitely don't agree with where you're marked as a group.
No.
Because we've had varying experiences of group work, and most of them, there's only one where it was marked, and we did really well in it. But there's been lots of group work where
But we didn't think it was going to be, and,
No.
and I'm glad that we resolved it in the way that we did, because the people
Yeah.
that we're working with was lovely people,
Yeah.
and it was just that expectation of the work as well. Whereas we was like, no, we want it up here, and some people are just kind of like in the middle, which is absolutely fine. But for us, I want that first. So if I get a second or whatever, and that's the grade, but I've still tried my best, and I'll accept that because that's the way it is. But if I'm not going to lower my standards for somebody else as well,
I think it was a good experience to navigate, for sort of bearing in mind, because we didn't know when we did it what we're going to do now. So I think all these experiences are really, really useful. But I think also we've had lots of experience of group work where people just don't give
No.
a poop.
Oh, I remember being in group work in the very first year, and I can't remember who half the people were because it was foundation year.
Yeah.
And it was like people from different courses. Do you remember it, Bob? The very first one,
Yeah.
the communications guild, and I was put into this group of people, and there was one guy on it who was actually really nice, and we was like working together, and we called for a meeting, like to figure out how we was going to do this presentation. And this one guy turned up, and he just sat there all the way through it. I have no idea what he was called. He came for 5 minutes of the meeting, and he went, I'm at a wedding. Literally, he went, I'm at a wedding. And the day that we do the presentation, he was like, alright, see you then. And then he went, and we were like, I don't think he's contributing.
I think that's the thing. There were so many, because they were formative. People just don't care.
No.
They just don't care. Whereas we give it 110%, don't we?
Yeah.
Irrespective. So yeah, it is a whole. It's like we've definitely digressed onto, but it's another relationship though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's another type of relationship that you have to learn to navigate through life.
Yeah, and everything's a learning curve, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we're going to leave the relationship talk there now, aren't we? Because it's 10 to 7, and we're
We'll
just
talk about
to
next week.
end. So next week, do you want to say?
Yeah. So this, in fact, no. So no, God. Stop laughing at me.
Surprise.
It is a surprise. It literally
Surprise,
is.
guys, Charlie knows what she's talking about.
I don't. Rude. What's that about her trolling me? Seriously, this is our relationship. So next week, when we come on air live, we'll be able to announce whether we're through to the next stage of the Enactus pitching competition. So
Really excited.
So this week, I'll just give you a little bit of a synopsis. So this week we were the first university out of 36 to pitch. So Tuesday
That's
morning.
out of the UK and Ireland, though.
That's the UK, yeah. So 36 universities in the UK and Ireland have pitched in a regional competition in all the areas over the course of, I think it's a week, isn't it?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so out of those 36, 16 go through to the regionals, which is on the first day. And then the following day, which is the finals, there'll be 4 universities selected. And then one of those will go to Bangkok in October. And the 28th of February, next Friday, we get to hear whether we're one of those 16.
I know. So if we get through, it's going to be very, very celebratory.
It's not if. It's not if. It's
a
when.
When we get through, we're going to be celebrating. And we will be very, very happy to celebrate with you guys that listen.
Yes, we will. And we will give you an update on what we're doing with all the projects, I think. I think that will be a good one, actually, if you want to come back in, Daniel.
Can do.
And ask Ewan as well. And we'll run
And
through...
Sashwat.
Yeah, and sorry, Sashwat. And we'll talk about the projects and what the next steps, because we will get through. We just will.
inevitable.
It's inevitable. And what our next steps are for the next round of pitching. So
Either way, whatever the result, next week we're going to be talking about the next steps anyway, because we're not going to stop. Let's
No, we're
face
not.
it, even if we get a message to say that you are not in, we're not going to stop, because we're doing other stuff as well. We're doing Ingenuity, we're doing a few other things.
we can talk about Ingenuity
Yes,
as well.
that
But
we will share with you all next week. We'll tell you what Ingenuity even is. But other than that, if we do get in, we're going to be celebrating, and you're probably going to hear just about that and the fact that we have already packed our bags to go to Bangkok.
100%.
Yeah.
When we talk about manifesting, we're manifesting hard.
Yes. So go home, Daniel, get your biggest Bangkok drink that you can find, watch Hangover, pretend you're there,
Yeah.
and manifest it from your own living room that you're going to get maybe not the same experience as the guys from Hangover.
Do you know what though? I don't know how many judges you have to pitch to when you go to like the global one, because to put this in context, so on Tuesday we pitched to 9. On the semi-finals you pitched to 20. In the final you pitched to 80 judges. So then, and funnily enough, we were actually talking today, so I've got 5 more minutes. So we went into 3 lectures to talk about the undergraduate research scholarship scheme today,
We
and,
did.
and the research
and you
that we've
said it
done.
right for the
And
first
I
time
know,
today.
I
And
know.
Do you know the thing is today though, it's like just a little bit of digress. Charlene's introduced that 3 times today, and every time she said it wrong, and it's made me laugh every single time, and everybody in the class has laughed with me. Which I apologise on air.
Like, people. This is the relationship we've got. She just trolls me all the time. So anyway, we went in to talk about that, and how important research is. And when we was walking back from one of the lectures, I was talking about presenting. So up until actually not that long ago, I've had such a fear of presenting, and I've done a lot of it, like a lot, but still absolutely crapped myself every time I have to stood up. Today, it did not bother me in the slightest. No. Not even. I wasn't nervous. I could have done it to a lecture theatre.
I think today was the first day actually that. So presenting as such doesn't bother me, and the one thing that does bother me, as you know, is reading off cue cards. They really confuse me, and I never understood why, but recently been diagnosed with dyslexia, and then when I start reading it, it messes up what I'm trying to say, so I have to know what I'm going to say in that speech. But today, not having to have cue cards, not having to go by a script, but just going in there, knowing what I'm going to say. Actually, I didn't know what I was going to say. I was just we just wung it all day. But I think by the third time, because we've done the same pitch, the same thing today, so I'm going to say pitch, but presentation. We did it 3 times. By the third one today, Like, we knew what we was going to say. We knew by the second one, to be fair.
Yeah.
But we just went in and it just came natural. And we was like that all day today. And like, we got a really good response. You know, the people was engaging with us. Wasn't nervous, nothing. And we said and we literally covered everything that we needed to.
See, now my caveat is the thought of standing up and pitching to 80 judges.
Plus the audience.
Plus the audience.
Which is about 1,500, I think they said.
Yeah.
I want to swear. Like,
I imagine how it's going to work. If you think of the expo, it's going to be split into 4 rooms. So we seen it when we went, because we was at For the Love of Fantasy on one side, and then the other side of the room was split in 2 because they had like things going off, didn't they? So I imagine it's going to be split into 4. And you're going to have, because there's 20 judges in each of them.
do you know what I'm thinking about? Do you know when we went to For the Love of Fantasy and on the other hall there was
Yeah.
that Jehovah's
That's
Witness
what I'm
thing?
talking about.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be
That's
like.
what it'll be like.
Oh man alive!
So, but they
that's
had it
that's a
split,
lot of people.
That's what I mean. But they had it split into 2 because they had something going off on either side. But I'm thinking for us, they're going to have it split into 4, and then we'll pitch because there's going to be 20 judges in each one. But then on the final
That's the
day,
first one though. But then
yeah,
on the second
final
one,
day they're just going to open it up and do the whole
yes,
thing.
that's what it's like the 16. When we're in the 16, that's fine. I'm okay with 20. But when we're in the final, because we're going to be in the final.
And I imagine each person, so we're going to get a slot with another couple of universities and we're all going to be in that one room. So we're going to pitch in front of the universities that are all pitching in that room. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
And then the
sounds
next
logical.
day, it's going to be opened up and everyone's just
Yeah.
going to be in
Yeah.
there. All 80 judges.
But then I think we'll have done it once. So
And we're not going to have time to panic.
No, we're
because
not.
going to walk through the door and they're going to go, yeah, you're in the 4, get on stage. And that's going to be it.
Like, head spotlights on.
Yeah, I'm going to say as
Yeah.
well, if we do get through, I'm going to ask for us to go first.
When?
No, I mean to the final 4.
When?
So when we get through to the final 4, I'm going to ask for us to go first.
We're going to Bangkok, mate.
Yeah, because we don't want time for the nerves to sit in, do we?
No, we don't.
No. Definitely not.
Right, Daniel, we've got like 1 minute. So what our ideas are, right? So as preparation for the regionals, we're going to go and do our pitch in lectures.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's the idea. So to sort of get us used to pitching it in front of like quite big crowds. So that's what we're going to do.
I think, even starting off with just like the enactors crowd, then lectures and building it up.
That's what we said. Exactly that. You took the words
Yeah.
right out of our
And
mouths.
build it up and get some feedback. So that's what we're
Yeah.
going to do.
Like,
Okay.
speak to the advisors and like Ian and get them to ask, can we go into their lectures, and we'll just spend a bit of time doing that.
I think it's
Yeah.
a way to get new people on board with enactors as well.
Exactly. 2
Yeah.
birds, 1 stone.
See? So on that note, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
And all our side quests as per usual, but that's us.
And tune in next week to find out if we are packing our bags for Bangkok.
It's not if.
Join
We
us
will
next week to help pack our bags.
Yes! Yes! Do that! Tell us what we need!
Yes,
If you've been to
absolutely.
Bangkok, tune in. Tell us all the things that we need. Tell us what we need to pack. Tell us where we need to go.
And until next week, have a good week and we'll see you at the same time.